So good morning student. So by today we are going to start a lecture number 6 and it is related to the unit number 4. Now today's topic is nothing but the IC 565, which may call it as PLL. PLL stand for phase lock loop. Okay, so PLL stand for phase lock loop. Now let us start with this IC. The theoretical part of this IC is already covered in the analog electronics one. Still we are discussing how these ICs work. So basically what is PLL? PLL is nothing but the phase lock loop. Is basically a closed loop system designed to lock. Basically PLL is nothing but the closed loop system. Okay, so this circuit or this IC is nothing but the, or this block diagram of the PLL is nothing but the closed loop system. This is the first point in the definition, that is closed loop system. And how this work? It works that output closed loop system to lock the output frequency. That is, it just lock the output frequency and phase. Second point, it locks phase and frequency of output with phase and frequency of input signal. Now again, what is PLL? PLL is nothing but the closed loop system, and it is it can use to lock the phase and frequency of the output signal. That means whatever is the output wave or output signal we are getting, it just lock with the input phase and frequency of the signal. Okay, so that is nothing but a phase lock loop, and that IC is nothing but called as 565. Okay, so that we have to discuss by today, and how this lock the phase and frequency of the phase lock loop system, it will be understand when we go through the block schematic or block diagram of the 565, on which basis or how the frequency and phase of the output signal is matched with the input phase and frequency of the signal. So that we are going to discuss with the help of block schematic of the 565. So let us start with the block schematic of the 565. So basically there are 3 blocks, and one block is nothing but a VCO block. So first block is nothing but a phase detector. First block is nothing but a phase detector. Then second block is nothing but the low pass filter. Third block is nothing but the what we called it as error amplifier. This is an error amplifier, and the output of the error will be given to the VCO, that is voltage control oscillator circuit, and the output of the voltage control oscillator is given to the phase detector. Here we have to provide the input signal having some frequency and phase. The output of the phase detector is given to the low pass filter. The output of the low pass filter is given to the error amplifier, and the output of the error amplifier is provided to the VCO. Now we are going to discuss how this PLL work. So basically this is nothing but the internal block schematic of any PLL circuit, that is phase lock loop. Now we are providing here input signal with some frequency and phase. Now what this phase detector will detect is just compare the input signal and the output of the VCO. Okay, if it found some difference between these two frequencies, that is input signal and the output of the VCO. If it is having some difference, then it will generate the different signal here. That means it generates the different signal in terms of DC voltage. What it generate? It generate a DC voltage, which is nothing but the result of the difference between these two signals, that is input signal with some frequency and phase. If we are providing some signal, definitely it having some frequency and it's having some phase. So that is nothing but the input to the phase detector, and second input is nothing but the output of the VCO. And the difference between these two signal is nothing but the DC voltage. Now definitely it is having some noise. It may having some low frequency noise or high frequency noise. So whatever signal is available, that is nothing but a DC voltage output with some noise. So that voltage will be provided to the low pass filter. Now what it pass? It just pass the low frequency signal and it just reduce the high frequency noise. What its work? Its work is reduce high frequency noise. So ultimately the output of the low pass filter is nothing but the signal which reduce the high frequency noise. That means whatever signal we are getting, it just having the low frequency noise content, or we are getting the low frequency DC. Yeah, we are using here low frequency as we know that low DC voltage having zero frequency, but still there is present some noise. It may it contain the high frequency noise or low frequency noise. I am talking about the DC voltage having zero frequency, but over which as we are providing some signal with some frequency and phase. So definitely this DC signal contains some noises which having some frequency. We know that we are providing a DC signal as an output, but DC signal having the zero frequency, but over that signal some noise is available, and that noise having some specific frequency, either low frequency or high frequency. Out of that noise signal, we are just minimizing or reducing the high frequency noise, and we are getting the low frequency noise with DC output voltage. And that DC output voltage we are going to provide as an error signal. So whatever output we are getting at the output of the low pass filter, that is nothing but the error signal. So ultimately this signal is nothing but the error signal or error voltage. Okay, so this is nothing but the error voltage or error signal, and that is provided to the error amplifier. Okay, and this error amplifier will amplify this error voltage, and that is provided to the voltage control oscillator. Now the output of the voltage control oscillator is given to the phase detector. Now again here it just compare the two inputs, which is nothing but the original signal, and second one is coming from the voltage control oscillator. Ultimately the phase detector will again generate some DC signal. This cycle is continuous until and unless we are getting a zero signal at this output. Whenever we are getting a zero difference between these two, until and unless this process is continue to the continuous process, that is it just compare the input signal and VCO output, it generates some DC voltage, it passes through the low pass filter. After that low pass filter, it just reduces the high frequency noise. After that we are getting a low frequency noise plus DC signal as an input to the error amplifier. Error amplifier will amplify the error signal, and that will provide it to the VCO. VCO is providing some signal with F0 and VO, and that is provided to the error detector circuit. Error detector circuit again same process will continue until and unless we are getting an DC voltage as an zero. And this DC voltage we are getting, or constant DC voltage we are getting when these two frequencies are matched. Okay, so this is what the complete circuit or complete working of the phase lock loop system. So in this way we are getting input signal and output signal as an same frequency with phase. So we already discussed about the definition of the PLL. It is just about the closed loop system. From this circuit diagram or from this block diagram, we can directly say that we are taking some part of the output as an we are providing some output of the system to the input. So we are just taking a feedback, and this is nothing but act as an closed loop system. So the in definition we already mentioned it that it is nothing but a closed loop system, and it log the phase and frequency of the output with the phase and frequency of the input. That means here it is nothing but the input and this is nothing but the output. So we are just matching these two. So in this way this PLL will work. Similarly, in this chapter we are going to discuss the 565. In 565 IC, the same block schematic or block available in the 565 IC. This is nothing but whatever we are discussing, that is block schematic. This is nothing but a generalized block schematic. And if we are talking about the 565 IC, in 565 IC the same block or same circuit will be available internally. So overall circuit diagram or block schematic will be shown for the 565 is like this. Basically this 565 is an 14 pin IC. Okay, this is nothing but a 14 pin IC. Out of that, 4 pin are not connected to anything. That is nothing but the NC. It is not connected to any input signal, output signal, or any resistor or ground. It is not connected to anywhere. So only 10 pin are in working. Out of that, so in this block schematic we are just showing, or in circuit diagram we are just showing only 10 pins. So one pin is connected to minus VCC. Here one capacitor is connected. That capacitor is nothing but the, basically this capacitor act as a C1 capacitor. So this is C1 capacitor, this is C2 capacitor, and this resistor is nothing but the R1 resistor. And this C2 which is connected at pin number 7 and to the VC plus VC supply. So basically this capacitor C2 is nothing but the one of the component of the low pass filter, because low pass filter contain the R and C component. One resistor is internally available and this capacitor we have to connect externally. So basically this capacitor C2 and internal resistance R. So that resistor is having value near about 3.6K. Now the C2 and internal R is nothing but a 3.6K. So basically this internal resistor and this capacitor, that is external capacitor, act as an low pass filter. Don't go internal schematic of the 565. C2 is nothing but a capacitor which is used for the low pass filter. Now we have to provide the input to the pin number 3. Pin number 3 is grounded. Here VCO output. If you want to check the VCO output, we can check here VCO output. This is nothing but a demodulated output, reference output. So this is basically a block schematic or circuit diagram which is used during the design of an PLL. Now when we talk about the PLL, so basically there are 2 to 3 terms that we have to understand. First is nothing but the center frequency. Center frequency, or we can say free running frequency. Second one is lock range, and third one is capture range. So center frequency is denoted by F0, then lock frequency or lock range is denoted by FL. It is basically plus minus FL, and capture range, that is plus minus FC. So what is center frequency? Center frequency is nothing but a free running frequency that is to be locked at input frequency. Okay, so whenever these two frequencies are matched, that frequency is nothing but the center frequency or free running frequency. Now, if we talk about the lock range frequency, or what is lock range? So, lock range is nothing but when PLL is locked, it can track frequency change in incoming signal. The range of the frequency over which PLL can maintain the lock with the incoming signal is called a lock range or tracking range. Okay, so what is lock range? It is nothing but the range of frequency over which PLL can maintain the lock. Okay, through some waveform or through some frequency graph, I will explain what is lock range and what is capture range. Basically, if we are considering some center frequency is nothing but the free running frequency. For example, this is nothing but the free running frequency. Now, what is lock range? Lock range is nothing but it just maintain the lock with the incoming signal. That is the frequency over which the PLL can maintain the lock. Maintain the lock means if the input signal is varying. For example, if I am having frequency of 2 kilohertz, for example, okay, and I am talking about the lock range is nothing but the, for example, 500 hertz. That is nothing but the plus minus 250 hertz, and this capture range is nothing but the, for example, it is plus minus 100. Plus minus 100 means now F0 is nothing but the center frequency. So lock range is nothing but the plus minus 200. 250. 250 means 2K plus 250. That is 2250, and here minus 2 1750 here. So this is what the lock range. Okay. Second one is capture range. What is capture range? Capture range again FC. FC is nothing but the plus minus 100. So here 1900, here 2100. So this is what the FC, or we can say it is nothing but the capture range. Now I just explained what is lock range. Lock range is nothing but the frequency over which PLL can maintain the lock with the incoming signal. That is, here I just mentioned here, it just maintain the lock. And what is capture range? Capture range definition I just read out. That is the range of frequency over which PLL can acquire the lock. Over which acquire the lock. Now, okay, maintain the lock. So lock range is nothing but the input frequency over which it just maintain the lock. Okay, maintain the lock means now 1750 to 2250, over which it just maintain the lock. But I am not saying that it just acquire the lock. What is acquiring? Acquiring means it just capturing, and maintaining means we are just maintain the lock range over which this is nothing but the total range of the frequency over which it just maintain its locking range, or I just say it is nothing but the total locking range. And capturing range is the less value than the lock range, and whenever it just appear in the capture range, it just lock to the center frequency. Okay, so there is nothing but the basic difference between the lock range and capture range, and capture range is always less than the lock range. Okay, lock range is nothing but it is related to the maintaining the lock, and capture range is nothing but it just acquiring the lock, or we can say it is nothing but fully concentrate on a center frequency. It is nearer to the center frequency, and over which it just maintain the lock. That is nothing but the lock range. So we are having the three different frequencies. That is, first is the center frequency, or we can say it is nothing but the free running frequency. It is denoted by the F0. Then lock range is denoted by the plus minus FL, over which it just maintain the lock, or we can say it is nothing but a tracking frequency. It is nothing but a tracking frequency or tracking range. TRACKING. It is tracking range. It always track the range of the frequency, or it just maintain. So it is nothing but a tracking range or maintain the lock. That is nothing but the lock range, and capture range is nothing but it just acquire the lock. So acquire, whenever there is a word that it acquires the frequency that is related to the capture range. So this is what the difference between the lock range and capture range. So we need to write down the formula for center frequency, that is F0. F0 is equals to 1.2 divided by 4R1 C1. So center frequency is nothing but the 1.2 R1 C1 into, it is 4R1 C1 hertz. That is nothing but the F0. It is in hertz. So this is what the center frequency, or it is nothing but the free running frequency. Then FL, that is lock range frequency. So this formula we need to remember whenever we solve the problem related to the PLL. So it is 8F0 by V. It is plus minus 8F0 by V. So where V is nothing but the voltage, that is V is equals to, it is plus V. We are providing plus Vc. So it is plus V minus of minus, second voltage is minus Vc. So this is what the total voltage V. So what is V? V is nothing but the plus V minus of minus Vc. So the supply is directly mentioned in the problem, that is we are having supply of plus minus 10 volt, plus minus 5 volt, plus minus 50 volt. So that supply we have to use to calculate the total V. So this is nothing but the lock range, by which we can calculate the lock range, that is 8F0, that is plus minus 8F0 by V, where F0 is nothing but the center frequency, which is calculated by this formula, that is 1.2 upon 4R1 C1. Then next FC. FC is nothing but the under root. It is nothing but the plus minus FL. It is plus minus FL divided by 2 pi 3.6 into 10 raised to power 3 into